Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now we are live on YouTube and Google Hangout. This is the second segment of our radio program, talk show, and live television program, which is coming to you from our studio. And in fact, the music that you are hearing in the background is the electronic dance music that was created on our computer. Yes, indeed. Everything that we are going to talk about is related to computers, networks, radios, and how this broadcast is coming to you not only as an audio on the internet, but also like a television live video streaming from YouTube and Google Hangout. Stay tuned. Okay, that's the end of our song. I hope you liked our music. If you liked, let us know how you like that music. And if you have any questions about our internet, radio, and television broadcasting from home studio. This is for the geeks like me, and I'll explain to you how we put this whole studio together, so you get an idea. There's too much light here, but don't worry because I don't have. This is like a one-man show, so I don't have time to go and adjust the lights. But nonetheless, I'm going to explain to you how we put this whole internet-based radio and television program together using home computers, network, and of course, the generosity of Google Hangout on Air and YouTube. First of all, right in front of me is a C920 Logitech webcam, which is capturing the image that is transmitting it to my MacBook Pro. The MacBook Pro is also getting the audio signal from my mixer, which is on this side. I think you can see a glimpse of that mixer, and also a sound box here, Focusrite 2x2 sound box, which is a red box here. I don't know if you can see that. This is a red box, but anyway, Focusrite 2x2 sound box that brings the audio via a USB connection. And this USB connection brings the audio into the system. We start the Google Hangout, which takes its audio and video and broadcasts it through Google Plus and also YouTube at the same time. So that is our television part of the program. So let me recap again. Right in front of me, I have a C920 Logitech webcam, which is connected to my MacBook Pro through an USB cable. My audio is coming through my mixer, which is transmitted through a sound card, Focusrite 2x2, which also comes through an USB into my MacBook Pro. You may be wondering, how many USB ports I have on my MacBook Pro. In fact, I have a MacBook Pro. In fact, I have a USB splitter, which receives, I should say, USB. I don't know what you call it, USB splitter, which receives USB signals from 3 or 4 different sources and feeds them through one input. In fact, my mouse is also here, which is also running through a wireless USB port. Anyway, that is how our video signal and audio signal is coming through Google Hangout on Air, which is broadcasting this to Google Plus and also YouTube simultaneously. Don't worry, you'll be able to watch this video, go step by step, and see how we have done this together. In fact, right in front of me, as my hands are pointing, there are 2 LED light stands, which are, of course, too bright for this one-man studio, but we'll fix that in the future presentations. But that is giving us a sort of a uniform light. Actually, it's too much light, I should say, for right now, and that is providing us the beautiful light, I should point out, and that is the studio setup for the YouTube and Google Hangout video streaming. That is the simpler part. Transmitting audio to an internet radio is little more complex. First of all, this audio is going through this mixer, of course, to this same mixer. And from this mixer, a different audio output from the mixer is going to another Focusrite 2x2 sound card, a sound box, as you call it. This sound box is outputting the audio to my transmitting computer, which is right behind me here, and of course it is doing the work. The screen is kind of blocked, as you can see. The stream is live stream audio is going to the remote site, and this computer is connected to a sound cloud. And this sound cloud is receiving our audio through a software called BUTT, B-U-T-T. This BUTT is transmitting the audio signal to our sound cloud, which streams the audio. Just like you're watching the video stream here on Google Hangout and YouTube, the audio is streamed to a website. And our apps, which we were talking about earlier in the first half of the segment, are linked to those streaming audios, which makes the internet radio come on either your iPhone or Android phone, or on a like an iPad or Surface or whatever this tablet you have. Plus, you can watch it on a laptop, or you can hear it on a regular computer. And at the same time, this audio is also being recorded onto our computer for backup recordings. And here is a red button which we can press, which will allow us to, you can see it, but somewhere here is where you can actually record the entire talk show onto an audio file. But since we are live video streaming and this is being stored in Google and YouTube, I am right now not recording audio on the other computer, but we have facilities to record that onto the system. And that audio is picked up, as I told you, by our Google or Android app, which is linked to that audio stream, and thus you can hear the audio. But the best way to use our program on our apps is to use them on like a pad, if you have an iPad, I think that's the best way, or a laptop. You can download that app, and then you can either listen to the radio, or if you want to actually watch the video, then you can go to YouTube or Google Hangout and watch this interview. In fact, this presentation, as I am talking, is being live broadcast to YouTube, to Google Hangout, and also to our radio audio stream location, so that all these three things are simultaneously going on from our home studio. And yes, you can see a whole lot of things around you, but nonetheless, there are a lot of other things that go into this in terms of cables and, of course, earphones, so that I know what I'm talking, so that I don't get lost without knowing what I'm talking. So these are the things. And one more addition is our iPhone. Our iPhone is the receiving. Let me turn it on here. Our iPhone is the means by which we receive phone calls, and we will be able to talk to the guests who are on the phone. How does this work? Well, actually, iPhone, it's really complicated, because the iPhone, both audio receiving and transmission is all from one port. So actually, we have to split the audio receiving and transmitting, and these two things are connected to our mixer. As a result, we can not only hear what the guest is talking, the guest can also hear what we are talking about. And thus, anybody can call in to our program. Of course, if you'd like to call in the program now and join in the conversation, the number to call here is 281-745-4161, and you can join in the conversation. And to my left is a computer here, which has a program called SoundBite. SoundBite is a program where you can bring in all our pre-recorded introductions, commercials, music, everything into a little checker box. I don't know if I can, I don't think I'll be able to show that, but just take my word. Yeah, the software is called SoundBite, SoundByte, SoundBite. This software costs about $30 or $40, but you can create racks of 25 to 40 boxes where you can bring in all the music, songs, announcements, sounds, all these various kinds of things that you want to do, and then you just click on it and you can basically do all the preparation on this in this soundbite checkerboard, and all you have to do is click. Let me just show you, demonstrate you how this so beautifully integrates with our radio program, with our video streaming through YouTube and Google. And this is the one, our music computer. And let me give you another music which I created just a few days ago. And let me see if I can play that music. And you can see all I have to do is go and click here. There's another electronic dance music which I created, and there you're listening to that dance music. You might as well listen to the dance music as I am talking, because that computer is playing the music part, the pre-recorded sounds, the commercials, and all these different things. The commercials I played about YouTube, about the Facebook, and these were all played from this computer, which is to the left of me, which is basically connected again to this main mixer here. So the main mixer is receiving audio from this computer, which is the main sound music center, and then from 3 microphones which are connected to the microphone XLR outputs here. So right now, since I'm the only one talking now for the last hour, we have only 1 microphone turned on, and when we have guests, we can have 2 or 3 microphones. Sometimes we have a wireless microphone which can be passed on to more than 2 guests. So that's how we are able to bring in 2 or 3 guests at the same time and all talk at the same time while you're already listening to me and my digital music which I have created, which is coming to you on our internet radio. At the same time, it is also coming through our Google Hangout and YouTube live video streaming. So this is in a nutshell our home cooked up digital, all digital internet radio and television studio. I love it. Just if you'd like to know more information about how to put an internet radio and television together in your garage. Of course, I'm not sitting in a garage because it gets too hot, especially during the summer days. So you have to be in an air-conditioned place. Otherwise, especially the heat of sitting in a radio talk show host chair, which it's like almost like an electric chair, it gets hot. And so you really need the room to be pretty cool to be able to continue with the conversation uninterrupted for an hour. While you're listening to that music, we got another few more minutes. Let me see what other things we can talk about. Of course, on my MacBook Pro, the only software that I am using is Google Hang. First, I go to my YouTube account. Then I click on Video Manager. And when I click on the Video Manager, there's a menu on the left-hand side which shows live video stream. Of course, you can't get live video stream unless you have reached certain status. You have so many people who have subscribed to your account. You have so many hits on your account that you can read under YouTube guidelines. But anyway, we are able to use YouTube. One thing I would caution about using YouTube, especially if you have worked hard for several years to achieve a status of being able to live video stream, is never put any copyrighted material along with your talk or anything else you're doing, because sometimes these copyrighted materials can be played by someone else in the background, and if it is, and they can claim copyright and they can shut down all your privileges or most of your privileges. It happened to me, and for 6 months I was under probation. I couldn't live video stream my programs. I couldn't upload any program more than 15 minutes. So I am meticulously careful now. That's why I'm creating my own music. I don't care how bad it is. I'm going to create my own music and then use it, because after all, music just adds to our dialogue. The main thing is we are talking about people. We want to learn from our expertise. We want to learn from people who are good in singing or acting or talking about comedy, humor. So that's what we want to focus upon. And that's what we have been able to do so far with our little home studio here, where we can live broadcast our talk shows on the internet radio, and you can watch this on YouTube and Google Hangout. Okay, we're going to take another break, and we'll come back and we'll try to see if we can expand a little more on this program. And for those of you who are geeks like me, who like this internet, who like this video programming or audio programming or podcasting, give us a call. The number to call here is 281-745-4161. And before I go off, I want to also tell you, we also created the app, which is also web-based, NNN Media, which also ties into this entire geek program of bringing radio and live video stream of our programs to your hands. I'm talking about mobile devices such as iPhone or Android phone or iPad or Surface or whatever the mobile internet-based device you have. You can bring all these things through this technology. And that's what I'm really excited about. And let's take a little break, and we'll come back and we'll wrap up. And later on, if you have any questions or comments, you can post them on our YouTube site, or we're going to post this on Facebook also. In fact, let me take a break, and I'll talk about our connection with the social media, how we interact with the social media with what we do in our studio. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, all our talk shows are cataloged on YouTube under the blog All India Radio Houston. Or Nik Nikam. YouTube and look for our blog All India Radio Houston. There you can watch the previous interviews and other interesting clips. We have more than 300 videos covering various aspects of Indian experience here in Houston and from around the world. So please visit YouTube and subscribe to All India Radio Houston page, so we can keep you updated as to the latest additions to our video blog. Okay, I am Dr. Nik Nikam. Welcome back to Nik Nikam Media, Nik Nikam Network Talk Show, and this is coming to you live on our internet radio, which is connected to our apps for Android or Apple, which you can download. It is called NNN Media, and it takes less than a minute, and then you will be joining us in not only listening, but also you can dial the number. It's right there on the app, number 281-745-4161. You can just dial the number and join in the conversation. Yeah, if you want, you can go ahead and try it, because we are waiting for your call. The number is 281-745-4161. You know, I talked about the internet radio. I talked about internet television. But this is not just connected to internet. But if you have your home studio connected to the internet, you can get everything that we get on our iPhone or smart Android phone or any smart pad or Surface or iPad, whatever you have. The same thing can be watched on full screen on a 60-inch television, your home studio, if you have access to the internet. If you have access to the internet, what I would suggest is go to YouTube and type Nik Nikam. That will take you to our main page, our channel, where you can watch these videos, the talk shows, live video streaming. And you can join in the conversation. How about that? This is as good as any network station you can think about. Because can you imagine calling a network station and talking to a talk show host? But here you can join in and do that one by dialing 281-745-4161. Yes, indeed. Even now you can dial in and join in the conversation if you like. And I'm going to switch gears and talk about social media, especially Facebook. We are not only taking the maximum benefit of what Google Hangout has to offer, which is, of course, free, to produce these live video streams to Google Hangout, to Google Plus, and also to YouTube. Since all these talk shows are permanently stored on YouTube, we bring them to Facebook, our Nik Nikam Network Facebook page. and we put the links. So if you missed the talk show, if you miss an important interview, if you missed a dialogue that was of interest to you, you can either go to the Facebook, become like our page, so that we constantly bring you updates so that you will be able to look at an interview. And if it interests, you just click on it and you can watch it right there on the Facebook. So we suggest you go to Facebook, our page, Nik Nikam Network, and like our page. Once you like our page, a lot of our postings that we do, not only of our talk show, not only of the video programs that we do for the community and put them on YouTube, but all previous recorded programs, you can go and watch them. And if you like, you can just go to our YouTube blog directly and then listen to or watch all the interviews. More than 500 videos we have covering Indian experience from around the globe, not just Houston. In fact, we had this June 21st, Yoga Day, which was held at the George R. Brown Convention Center. We created a video of that one, which was approximately 13, 14 minutes, which you can go to YouTube and watch it. And it has been watched by like more than 500 people. So this is what we do. Use the technology of iPhone, internet, radio, television, Google Hangout, and YouTube to bring you all this information at your fingertips. There are not too many networks that can provide you with all this information for practically nothing. You don't have to subscribe, but we do suggest you subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook pages so that you get updates from us. In addition to that, on our social media Facebook page, Nik Nikam Network, we also post all these community events that are happening in and around the city. So you know, during a week, what are all the interesting things that are going around? So you can plan your activities accordingly and set aside time, because later on you don't want your friend to say, oh, how come I didn't see you? Oh, since you didn't come to the program, this was one of the best programs ever presented. And you know how your friends would like to tell you. So you can stay one step ahead of your friends, because if you know all the activities that are going on, you can be there before they show up, and then you can talk about this program and tell them how good the program was. And of course, you're not going to attend a program which is not good to start with. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and we are almost coming towards the end of our program. I am really, really excited about our internet-based radio and television, which is going to be coming to you live every Wednesday between 6 and 7 p.m. from our studios. And as I said, you can either listen to us if you're driving, or if you're sitting at home and enjoying a cup of tea or coffee with samosa and pakoras, whatever you like. You can watch our interviews live video stream to YouTube and Google Plus under our blog, Nik Nikam. With that, I'm going to stop here, and we're going to let you listen to a clip of our digital music, and we will be back again next week at 6 p.m. sharp. If you would like to be a guest on our program, please give us a call. Our number is 281-745-4161 or send us an email at drniknikam@gmail.com, or simply visit our Facebook page, Nik Nikam Network, and all our contact informations are listed on our page. With that, I'll say goodbye and just listen to this music that we have created specially for you.